Welcome back, you beautiful fucks. It's me, Danny, and today we're looking at some King Kong figures. Now, before we have looked at the MonsterVerse Kong, today though we are not doing that because I already did that. Go watch that video. Today we're looking at various other versions of Kong, starting with the NECA one right here. Look at that. Right off, we're off to a great start. You guys probably already have this figure. If not, you can still get it at Target. It's relatively easy to find. I think it's online as well. And I do recommend it. It's a great figure. Very posable, obviously, because it's from NECA, which also means all those joints are stiff and will break. Just kidding. Probably do want to heat them up a bit, though, because they're pretty stiff. Anyway, great detail. It's a fantastic looking figure. Every King Kong has a scar on his chest for some reason. It's just part of him, I guess. He's been in a lot of fights. His enemies don't like his chest. He has great pecs. But like I said, detail of this figure is amazing. He's screaming right now because he's having a good time. He always is. Probably seeing a new white girl to pick up. His fur looks amazing. The paint job, it's great. Usually kind of keep him. I always like my Kongs to look, because these come with like interchangeable faces and hands. So there's some with like open hands and some with like more closed, kind of funny looking mouth. This one right here, though, this is another version of that figure. They gave this one a head that has articulated mouth. So I have it slightly open and an Eiffel Tower. This one came in a plain, though. So those are two different figures I just showed you. There's slight differences. This is back at, oh, just dropped that skull. We'll get into, that's a Kong skull that came with a Mezco we'll look at in a second. But NECA did some different versions of their King Kong figure. This is a different one right here. So this is the third one I have still in the box. This has like a tree branch and some critters we're about to see in a second. Yeah, we have the pterodactyl, I think it's called. I don't know if they gave it like a different name for Skull Island. I forget. But they also have that creature that they kind of based a skull crawler on. So that's pretty cool. And then we have this guy. I think this is like a poster version. You know, like they did it for Godzilla. They had like the poster version where he's green, the 1954 one. So I think they were doing that with this. I'm not a huge fan of the color scheme on it, to be honest. But it's still a nice figure to have. It's unique. We give it that. But it's still in the box. Those are back at my old house, my parents' house, with the collection. That's why I wasn't able to do like a true comparison. That is my bad. I'm sorry. But right now what we're looking at is the Mezco version of King Kong. What I like about both these companies is they're taking their own, like, especially Mezco here, their own interpretation of the beast, the eighth wonder, if you will. NECA's was definitely closer to the original. Mezco's is more inspired by the original. And I really do like this figure. Again, the detail is unique compared to NECA, the way I see it. It definitely has a different style, and it still looks incredible, especially the fur. Again, the scarred chest, again, just cannot. You need to start wearing like a chest plate or something. Just cover those up, because no one just wants to let him have a normal chest. It's always beat up. Why don't they attack his knees or something, his elbows? But this figure is great. It's very hefty too. A lot of posability, not as much as the NECA one. Still pretty stiff at some points. There's a size comparison. So this Mezco's is more the 6-inch scale. Wait, now I think about it, I think Mezco's is 7-inch and NECA's 8-inch. I think. I forget. I didn't measure it. I'm not about to do math in these videos, okay? Right here you're looking at another Mezco. Now, they did another variation of their King Kong as well. This is the black and white version that comes with a bone and also some chains. I think the other one also came with chains too. I forget. I take the accessories and I store them in my accessory box, because that's one thing with action figures with me. Accessories are nice, but sometimes some of these things just come with way too many accessories, and I'm like, what am I gonna do with these? Like, I'm running out. I have more accessories than figures, to be honest. But this one I gave him the. He doesn't have any kind of movement in his mouth for either figure. He has two different mouths that you can put on, or two different heads you can put on. So this one I put on the closed, angry face, and it looks really good. So We'll take a look at it in a second. There's the bone. We'll take a look at it. You'll see the differences. Yeah, it just, one's in grayscale, the other one's more brown. And I like it. I don't know why I just paused there. I was trying to think of something to say. But I just like it. Both those figures are great, and there's enough differences to just... Oh my god, what is this? Well, would you look at that? This is one of my first King Kong figures ever, and I got him at the dollar store, also known as Dollar Tree, back when everything was probably 99 cents exactly. And this figure is awesome, especially for $1. Look at that. Look how good that figure looks for $1. And you got it with a pack of like soldiers and like some other tiny little accessories that were cheap, and it was part of, I guess you could say, a series. So there was this, and I also have the other part that goes to it that was sold separately, which is T-Rex. That also came with some soldiers and some other little accessories. So this one's really cool. The detail on it's not bad for a small figure. Like, he has ropes on his wrist. There's a size comparison. That's how small he is. Knock him over. But that was a great figure. Now, this guy right here is based off probably what would be my next Kong figure I had when I was a kid. Now, these are from Playmates back in the day for the 2005 King Kong movie. This is the Peter Jackson King Kong, if you couldn't tell. This one I got off eBay a few months back, and I love it. And there's a reason why I got this one. So this is like, he's like kind of, this. You hit a button and he like slams his fist in the ground. So I had several versions. I had 2 versions of Kong. I had several of the whole, set from the 2005 movie, like with the V-Rex and all that shit. But one thing that always bugged me, this bugged me with a lot of action figures. I do not like action figures that have like weird stuck poses. And like, I had a few superhero, like Spider-Man ones that were like that and always bothered me. Because I like neutral poses. Ever since I was a kid, I like my action figures to be more neutral. I don't like pre-made poses that are a little awkward to look at. And I remember several of the Kongs, and I think it was so he could do like the jaw break thing, had like arms that were like, one arm was like in an L shaped and the other arm was more straight, and it always bothered me. Now this one is kind of similar, but it's not as bad, and maybe I'm just remembering wrong, but it's something that always bothered me. I lost those figures years ago, so when I was buying this one on eBay, I saw it. I was like, this is the most neutral looking one. I'll get this one. I'm happy with it. But those figures are still cool back in the day. And now look where we are with Playmates now. They make Godzilla Monsterverse and more Kong figures. So good for them. Full circle. Anyway, guys, that's all for today's video. I hope you all enjoyed it. Next week, we're going to do something. I forget. We're all on a whim here. Anyway, that is it. I hope you all enjoyed. I hope you all take care, and I'll see you all next time.